All right, we are here in the Happy Place. If you don't know, yes, Miss Wendy Smith is our resident job helper. Like if you need, if you have questions about getting a job or keeping a job, Miss Wendy Smith is the person that you need to come chat with. She can help you with resumes.
Yes.
And she can also help you with a lot of tips and tricks when it comes to the job market. So today we're here with
Terrell.
Because Terrell has a long laundry list of jobs that he has left voluntarily. Okay, starting with, tell us about your list. What's your work history?
Okay, we're gonna start off with my first job since 2022. Okay, so I worked at Firehouse Subs. So I started Firehouse June 3rd, 2022, and I quit Labor Day.
So that's you kept that job for 3 months. Is that the longest job you've had?
No.
Okay, come in close, Bree. Next.
You don't want to know why I left the jobs?
Okay, why did you leave Firehouse Subs?
Never mind, Mr. Lewis.
Next.
Anyway, okay, so I went to Memphis for this job. So I went to B&P Beauty. I started that September 17th, and I lasted at that job 3 days.
Three whole days. Why did you leave the beauty?
Because I couldn't stop sneezing.
You're giving me a heart attack over here.
All right, job number 3.
Crystals. Started that September 25th. The food smelled disgusting, so I left.
Wait, but before you apply, walk in the restaurant and give it a sniff test to see, am I gonna be able to stand this place?
Okay.
Job number 4.
Burger King.
So Crystals didn't work out, so you crossed the street and went to Burger King? How long did you
No,
last?
these jobs are in Memphis. I go to Memphis.
Okay, Burger King, how long did you last at Burger King?
9 days.
9 days.
Why did you quit Burger King?
No, 8 days. It was 8 days. It was 8 days.
Why did you quit Burger King?
Because I ate the fries and I got sick.
Oh no.
Surely that's not the reason you quit.
It is.
Did you even get paychecks for some of these places?
Yes, you know, I'm always get my paycheck. I'm gonna
Okay.
go to the job and collect my paycheck.
All right, what came next?
We're on
Babysitting.
Babysitting.
number 5.
Okay.
I started there October 10th.
And?
The kids were too bad, so I left.
Okay, Sonic. It says Sonic.
And pet sitting at the same time.
Sonic and pet sitting. You tried 2 jobs on top of each other.
And it was not it at all.
Okay, what was wrong with Sonic?
No, I was not gonna walk around and, you know, I wasn't getting tipped and,
You didn't have to walk around. You could have put the roller skates on.
No, we get paid off of tips. No, I was not about to
No,
do
you
that.
also get a paycheck. That I know.
We get paid off of tips there. That's, and yeah. And pet sitting, no, I was not gonna. I don't know why I decided to try to do pet sitting because I was not about to pick up no dog poop after them. So, no.
Well, people get better tips if they have better attitudes. So how did that work out?
I do have a good attitude.
We're on job number 7.
All right, next.
Okay, so I went to B&P Beauty again.
You went back to the place you quit?
Yes. Sadly.
They hired you?
Yes, again. You know, I'm a lovable person. Of course I go.
How long did you last the second time?
Okay, so I went back there October 26th, and I left because the lady was yelling about some synthetic hair there, and I was like, no.
How many days did you last?
So I lasted there again 5 days.
5 days. I think that bridge might be burned.
I think so.
I doubt you're going back to B&B Beauty. All right, what happened after that?
So while I was at B&P Beauty, I left when I was in the process. I was getting out in McDonald's. You know, I left. I started
McDonald's.
Well,
Now,
number
McDonald's pays pretty decent money.
there. They don't.
They do. I think it's $15 or $16 an hour.
When you're like a full-time worker, not part-time.
No. Part-time is 10 and 11.
How long did we last at McDonald's?
7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
I left because I wanted to.
Okay, so you just didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Then what came next?
It was this fish fry place in Memphis, across the street from Regents. It's called, I think it's called A&A, if I'm not
We're
mistaken.
on number 10.
I was working there with my grandma. I started there November 10th, and I left because I moved. I moved back home with my mom.
Okay, so that didn't last very long.
No.
Okay, next.
So, Checkers, November 17th.
We're number 11.
Left because I got tired of the ice cream machine not working.
You're tired that the ice cream machine is not putting out for you to eat snacks.
Yes, and then you know I got tired of hearing the customers talk about the ice cream machine not working, so I was like, no, I left. So you know, I started babysitting again for different people.
family?
Yes,
Where?
November 25th.
That's number 12.
I left because I realized I hated kids.
You realized that the first time around.
I don't like kids.
All right,
Don't be a teacher.
flipping the paper.
So, Under Armour, December 21st. Left because the boss wouldn't text me back.
How long? How many days?
I think I lasted there like a good 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks, that's not bad.
I shouldn't have said days. I should have given you the benefit of the doubt. The Memphis Library? You worked
I
at
was
the
an
library?
assistant. I was assistant for Miss Hernandez, you know. I got paid $100. No, it wasn't that major. I left there because she wanted me to start reading books. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm at work.
No, I don't even know if I have anything to say to that.
I'm a little scared.
I was at work, and you know, it was this one time she was picking up this book, and she was like, I feel like you would really like this book. I was like, no. She's like, you should read. I was like, no. She's like, just read. I was like, no.
Okay.
Next, Krispy Kreme
Krispy Kreme. When was this?
in February also.
Please tell me you did not quit Krispy Kreme.
I did. The boss was childish.
The boss was childish. Okay, now that's as far as he got on his list, but I know he's got way more. What happened after you left Krispy Kreme?
If I'm not mistaken, after I left Krispy Kreme, it was Buffalo Wild Wings.
How long was Buffalo Wild Wings?
I started Buffalo Wild Wings in March, it was the end of March, beginning of April.
Okay, and?
No.
Okay, next.
So next, you know, now it's Chipotle.
Chipotle. Everybody likes Chipotle.
I'm still at Chipotle. I left Chipotle, then I came back, then I left again.
You've been 3 times?
Yes. And they hired me back each time. Okay. Then after Chipotle, it was Old Navy.
You didn't like the clothing industry either?
No.
Why?
Because no. This lady, she walked up to me. She was like, do you have this in a size 2? I was like, ma'am. I was like, you look like a size 6.
You did not
No,
Like,
say
you
that.
look like a size 6.
You did not say that.
I did
No.
So did
And
you-
she got mad and she complained against me to the boss.
Did you get fired?
No, I quit. I quit ahead of time.
Okay, I'm
You look
gonna
like a
have.
size
I'm
6.
having heart palpitations over
She
here.
said a size 2 and she knew she was a size 6, and that really made me mad because how am I supposed to help you find something if you're not sure about your size?
Look, I may say I'm a 2, but don't you dare tell me I'm not a 2.
Okay, after Old Navy.
Journeys.
Oh yeah, you just talked about Journeys.
Yes.
Shoes.
No.
Surely you didn't have a problem there.
He said somebody threw some shoes at him.
It was this lady. She came to this store. Like, it was a long line. She was already on her phone. She was really making me mad already. So she came into the line, and I was like, hey, how you doing? Is this all you want? She was still talking on her phone. I was like, so I repeated myself because I was like, maybe she didn't hear me. She was like, ugh. So she was like, ugh, she got a little attitude or whatever. And, you know, it just went from there. She threw her shoes down at me, and, you know, I felt very disrespected. So I just feel like it was my turn to return the favor, so I threw them back at her.
No, you didn't.
Let's go ahead and sidebar on this one. He came in telling this story this morning, and the way he says it from the get-go to people is just, a lady came in and just threw shoes at me. Just threw shoes at me. And I informed him that nobody just walks into somewhere and chunks shoes at somebody's head. They have to be somewhat provoked. So I think
think
the
I provoked her?
I do. I think the story is skewed well in your favor. I think you probably got really testy really quick, and
Because she was already on the phone.
right. So see, you're not denying it. You're saying that she was the aggressor, which initially
was.
might have been the case.
She
but-
threw the shoes at me. I didn't throw them at her.
but what some people on the other end of this camera might not know about you is that you can dadgum hold your own. And you probably went off the reservation somewhat. Am I wrong?
No.
So we've left Journeys and now we are back at Chipotle.
Yes.
You don't like Chipotle?
I don't.
What don't you
Well, I
like?
do. I like Chipotle. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I love Chipotle.
As the restaurant industry goes, it's one of the better ones.
It is.
What are you currently getting paid an hour at Chipotle?
But they don't need to know over there.
Well, some students might want to work at Chipotle.
They don't. We're not hiring.
Now, Miss Smith, our resident helper when it comes to our student population here. What are some things, some tips that you can give students for grabbing and keeping a job?
Side-eye.
First of all, this is a no-no. Oh my goodness. How would he ever put all this on a resume? This would.
Yeah, let's ask him about that.
This would
If you
make
have
it-
that many jobs, do you put that many on a resume? Because doesn't that look bad?
It looks terrible.
If from the job's point of view, they say I have experience. So
No.
Knew he was gonna say
they say I
experience.
have experience.
I knew he was gonna say
Okay.
experience.
3 days on the job is not considered experience. 1
Oh.
year on the job, 1 year is considered experience.
Yeah.
Have you been in a job for 1 year?
Absolutely not.
It was Zaxby's. I started Zaxby's like it was, I want to say, like in March. It was in March. And yeah, I was at Zaxby's. I did my little orientation or whatever. I came back the next day. You know, I left Zaxby's. I walked out because it was too cold. And you know, they refused to turn on the heat.
Okay, this
You know, I
is
feel
a
like I should be
lesson on
accommodated.
what not to do. What not to do. Okay, because this does not make you look very good. Now, why would an employer hire you when they know they cannot invest time and money into you because you're not going to stay?
I have experience.
Because of his personality. Now, I will say this, just from a work point of view, there's not a whole lot of jobs that you're gonna like every day.
Right.
So there's gonna be good days and there's gonna be bad days.
And here's another thing we have to remember. When you are looking for a job, you're just a teenager. You don't have a high school diploma yet. What makes you think you're worth $30 an hour? Come on, let's be realistic.
I bet Terrell thinks he's worth 40 or 50.
Damn, like, do
So-
you see me?
As a teenager in high school, it is okay to work at a restaurant making $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour. That's okay because you are learning valuable work skills that you can use in any job you go into. So,
I learned skills to each
You
job.
learned how to
I
walk out.
walk out. Now,
I learned that first at BNP Beauty after I couldn't stop sneezing.
one valuable skill is a communication skill because when you deal with the public, you're not always going to deal with nice people. So you have to learn how to deal with people that aren't so nice. So, what are you going to do? You don't walk out. You don't throw shoes at them.
She threw them first.
you
You know, I
have
feel like
to-
it was my responsibility to like throw them back.
You
at
have
her.
to listen to the problem and try to solve the customer's problem. They may be saying ugly words. That doesn't give you the right to say ugly words back.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about all this.
There are 10 things that employers expect from you. 10 things. You ready? I got the list. Number 1, a positive attitude. Would you say you've had a positive attitude on all your jobs?
Of course, I come in my job's nice and I come ready to work. And you know, if I feel like it's somebody's mood or somebody's attitude that really changed my attitude and my mood.
You just can't keep the positive attitude. You have to keep the positive attitude. Number 2, cooperativeness. You have to cooperate with your employer to get the job done. Number 3, honesty. Can't be lying.
That's me. I'm always honest. I'm gonna tell it like it is. Straight
Okay.
up.
Number 4, initiative. Do you know what the definition of initiative is?
Ain't that like in a car? Ain't that?
It's ignition.
Oh.
Okay, initiative means doing at work what needs to be done without being told what to do. Employers don't want to have to tell you every little thing to do. You got to look at your job and think, oh, I think I better go sweep the floor. It needs to be swept. You can't be saying, that's not my job.
I don't get paid enough for that.
No. Like if Mr. Tonguet walked in here and said, Miss Smith, I need you to go sweep the hall. I would go sweep the hall because he asked me to do it.
That's
You
not your
gotta
job,
be willing.
though.
Why is it not my job? My employer asked me to do it. Any job is my job that my employer asked me to do.
I can't do that.
Okay, here's another one. Willingness to learn. Are you willing to learn? Apparently not, because you haven't stayed on the job long enough to
He didn't
learn.
even want to read a book at
Right.
the library.
It was a
Okay.
boring book. If you would have seen the title, it was something about Junie B. Jones or something. I don't know.
Here's the next one. Willingness to follow directions. Do you listen to your employer and are you willing to follow their directions? Apparently not, because I don't think there's anything in the directions that tells you to throw shoes at the customers. Okay, what about dependability? This is not the definition of dependability. Dependability, what is dependability? Coming to work on time every day, not just one day, not just 2 days, but every day.
I went to work for them 3 days.
Okay.
Them 3 days straight.
No,
and then I left.
that's not dependability. Okay, the next one is enthusiasm. Employers expect us to be enthusiastic about our job.
Hey, smile.
Now, I don't think you're enthusiastic about your jobs because you don't stay there very long. Okay, and what about this one? Ability to accept criticism.
Oh,
Constructive
ouch.
criticism.
You don't think I could accept criticism?
Oh, I already know.
Now-
I've had you in class.
This is how we grow. Is we have, like Miss Petberg tells me all my faults all the time, and I take those to heart, and sometimes I listen to them, and sometimes I don't. But that's how we grow. Is we have to accept criticism and go, well, were they right about what they said about me?
They weren't.
Maybe I need to improve just a little bit.
I don't.
And finally, loyalty. This isn't 3 days on the job is not loyal.
Well, he's apparently loyal to Chipotle. He's been back and forth 3 times.
27 years on the job.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to go to Chipotle. I would go quick, probably the next day or two, to make sure that you get a chance to visit Terrell in his element.
If you do
At
that, I
Chipotle.
promise you I will leave.
And
At
no.
Chipotle.
We need to encourage him to stay there. Yay!
Chipotle.
Stay!
So y'all go visit Chipotle. Now, do you serve behind the bar where they make the tacos?
No, I do drive-through.
So roll your car through drive-through. Make sure you give Terrell a big old order.
Yes.
One of those really big orders, $40, $50. You know, the people that just sit at the drive-through for like 20 minutes and you're like, is there going to be any food left
Right.
when my car gets up there? Go take one of those orders from Terrell, and when you go through the drive-through and roll through to actually get it, give him one of those big old smiles.
Don't you do it.
Let's see it. Let's see your smile. You do
Yeah.
have the smile.
Yeah!
There it is.